Okay. So finally sorted everything out. We're getting close to having enough money where I would actually feel comfortable upgrading the ship, but we're not quite there. So for the moment, we don't really have anything specifically pushing us north. The furthest north thing we have is the Poisoneer needing to go to Khan's Heart because I just forgot to talk to him about what he needed while we were there. And I'm sure at some point the Bruiser will come around and say, hey, I need you to smuggle more souls from Khan's Heart. And, we'll head there again. That's fine. We'll just wait for that. Yeah, other than him, there's really nothing pushing us there that we can actually do right now. So let's look on the other half of the map. We do need to visit Nook. We have a letter that needs to go there, and that, the fact that it's always hovering in this corner when I'm not looking at the map or something is irritating the bejesus out of me. So we're gonna do that soon. I'm thinking... if we really wanted to detour to Khan's Heart, we could do that and then loop around down to Nuncio and Nook. And then from there, head to Rack to get the port report, and then maybe the Salt Lines, Gators Morn, just kind of through this area. We're definitely going to want to hit Port Carnelian at some point during this whole thing, and Adams Way. We have things we specifically need to do in those places. We no longer have any prisoners, honey, sadly, but, we could always visit the Outer Shroom just for the port report if we decide, and we could always, Varchus, we have more things definitely that we could do there. And we also have a specific thing for the King Eater's Castle. And visiting Estival is always nice. So this is going to be probably a very long trip. A very long, meandering trip. Even without detouring to Khan's Heart. So do I really want to do that? Alternatively, we could go to Khan's Heart later in the trip when we have coffee. Because we do need to improve our relationship with them. Now, if we wanted to do that, then we would, instead of going out this way, we would want to turn south more sharply. Because we definitely don't have enough fuel to just cut across that far. We have too many supplies. Too much crap is sitting in our hold. If we could get some solace fruit, which I believe we can get in Port Carnelian, then we could get rid of the Zoop at least. Or we could come down here, do a mini circuit of these, all of them, to kind of eat up some supplies to make room for more fuel. Then Iron Republic, Grand Geode, Port Carnelian, Adams Way, Varchus, King Eater's Castle, Estival, the Utter Shroom, Nuncio, the Salt Lions, and then back through Fallen London, possibly Starmay Station 3 and Abbey Rock. It just, again, depends on how much fuel we've got. Alright, we'll figure it out. There's a lot of places we could go. Southern trips are always more complicated. Actually, yeah, we do need solace fruit, so here, have a drowning pearl. I want 2 of them, provided I have room. I do. Invite the modiste to dinner. Her dresses were the talk of London society before the scandal. Her tastes are no less refined for her exile. Nostalgia for darker days. Why, Captain, I hope I have not been forgotten. I had a most delightful little boutique not too far from the bazaar. Many surface commissions, naturally. Once one has sampled the cloths from behind mirrors, it is quite obscene to return to the mundanity of cotton and silk. Velvet, of course, is another matter entirely. Such a fabric. The modiste cuts a slice of fruit tart, licks the side of her knife. Oh, to show you my finest creations. I would dress you in razors and arsenic and the dream dyes of parabola. Forbidden. When my friends and I first set sail as the set, we knew no such creative cowardice. Blood and ink, my captain, blood and ink. Great art has always demanded great suffering. We simply recognize that its obligation does not necessarily have to weigh upon the artist. Check in on the merciless Mediste. She has wasted little time converting her cabin into a surprisingly well-equipped workshop. The cutting edge of fashion. A sweating crewman stands exhausted, her arms out and wrapped in flowing parabola linen. The Mediste fusses over a stretch of exquisite lace, fixing it in place with a hooked pin thrust through a pinch of convenient flesh. Oh, do stop mewling. If you want something worth sobbing about, you need only ask. She glances over her shoulder, smiling warmly. Ah, Captain, do you perhaps know if the current style in London is still to the floor, or if one might finally show a knee in polite company? No matter. First we will shock, then we shall inspire. Oh, we can actually commission as well. Okay, if we wanted to commission, this will provide a boost to pages, this will provide a boost to hearts, and this will provide a boost to iron. Well, you know I'm going to pick pages, because pages means that we can increase literally everything else just a little bit quicker. 3 bales of parabola linen, 1 royal blue feather. I've not even seen one of those, but I feel like maybe Estival or the surface. Because those are the only places I don't think I've seen anything resembling a bird down here. Maybe along the southern coast. Oh, those blue bat things. It's probably those. Oh, God. Okay. And 1 comatose ferret, which do we have? So we'd have to skin our ferret, presumably, for that one. What are the others? A strange catch, scintillac, 3 bolts of spider silk. That would be easier. Because I admit I want the pages, but I also don't want to lose my ferret. But I also really want the pages. Oh God, I do not support wearing fur. I hate that. 2 caskets of sapphires, 3 bales of parabola linen, and 3 Stygian ivory for the iron. Figure those out eventually. I don't know if we can only pick one or if we can have all of them. Inquire about her time with the set. It is a scandal she speaks of with deep fondness. Underwater renegades. Of course you've heard of us, my captain. We are art's last bastion against the cowardly and the mundane. We sail irrepressible beneath the waves, free of censors and censure, and the muses are compass and guide. Well, when time and tides permit, of course. It has been too long since our last little salon, and the unpleasantness. The Mediste adjusts the bodice she is sewing, pins it in place. Ah, but the wonders we once crafted in the waxlight. The perfidious composer, every betrayal a new operetta. The ender of critics, knives blunt as their wits. The silent sculptress, so unjustly exiled when the truth emerged about her torments of clay and bone. Such fine tea she served. Then, yes, there was the pianist and our dear, dear poet, too, but her finger slips, a drop of blood flowering on white lace. Blast it, she mutters. Not even this year's red. Alright, we'll figure the clothes out later. They do sound like different outfits for different occasions. Like, one is fine clothes, one's a dress uniform, and one is protective armor, so maybe we can have all of them. Now, there is Wilbert's Abyss here, so we're going to check that. And then we're going to go to Nook and Rack. There's also appears to be an abyss there, but I don't have a name for it. Oh, this one increases hearts. Good. Alright, the Abyss of Scriptures. Your submarine's lights illuminate bas-reliefs carved into the walls of the chasm. They depict men and women rowing from a sunless city, then, far at sea, scuppering their ships. Symbols etched into the walls flicker with fire. Record their messages. A true sailor may survive reading these etchings, they say. Failure will incur a wound. We don't have any wounds currently, so 93% chance. You don your diving gear. You brush away the sand, half filling the carving. Your lamp gives its pattern a sharp shadow. It's uncomfortably warm. Focus. This carving resembles a whirlpool. The lines spiraling outward brush against the ships. The ancient rowers push into the whirlpool, splinter their own vessels. This must be their destination. To the right of the image is a symbol, a parabolic approach to an object of fascination. The 7-minute bell rings. You must return to your submarine. And we succeeded. So that gives us a bonus to hearts, and with that bonus to hearts, diving now has a 64% chance of succeeding, which is probably the best that we're gonna get. So let's dive deeper. Deeper still. Your helmsman's response is unjustifiably foul-mouthed, but she assents. Okay, this appears to be the correct order. Okay. Perform the ritual of greeting. The church's niches all possess the same decorations. Statues of men and women standing before a door, bells in their hands. Follow their example. You swim into the nave. Your bubbles float upward toward the tiled floor. Though the mosaic is entirely black, there is form in its formlessness. At the end of the aisle is an archway. Inside, a kelp rope floats upward from a deep chasm. When it drifts within reach, you snatch and pull. A great weight moves at the other end. You pull again. It rings out. Once, twice, thrice. The waters stir. A strong current throws you into the nave and carries you back out the mouth of the church. Seriously, at this point, if you have this much taste of freedom for frickin' Nook, you just shouldn't need the frickin' wine anymore. There should be some upside to it. Well, they actually have decent price on fuel, so that's good to know. Right. Perform the ritual of hearths. The church tympanum depicts pilgrims passing through open doors and into fire. Their expressions are ambiguous. Are they suffering or exulting? Kilns line the floor above you, all bricked up. But at the end of the nave, violent fire playfully licks out of a kiln. The firing chamber is just large enough to accommodate you. It is blisteringly hot. Nevertheless, you commend yourself to the fires. Your suit preserves your flesh from burning, but the flames search for a way in. They press against your helmet's glass, blinding you. They seep through, searing you. They dance across your face and spread. As the last part of you is engulfed, the flame dies. The kiln goes dark. You swim to your submarine. The Z is not as cold as it was. Are you still what you were? Okay, seek the Iron and Misery Company prototype component. Cannoneer points, there, the black rocks on the south side of the island, where nothing grows. We'll need labor and supplies to dig it out. I'm going to assume you won't get my crew killed, and we're about to get more. Yeah, this will consume the supplies, but not the crew. Yeah, we can spare the supplies, because we can just gather more right here. Esteval's secret. Days of back-breaking labor unearth a cache of old bones, curios, and a meteorite. A broken armature of steel and copper sheathes its sides. The sailors fall back before it as the glyphs on its side crawl with fire. "This is it," the cannoneer cries. "This must be what broke the roof." It's very frightening. A seal of red science. I never thought I'd see such a thing, but it's sleeping. We'll need a judgment's egg. Again? Okay. And my friends in the Iron Republic, we might be able to find an egg in Irem. The crew shrink back a little. Oh, such larks, such larks. Okay, well that is good information on where to find Judgment's eggs, potentially. We'll check out Irem. Rid your sigil-ridden navigator of his troublesome humanity. He lies on the slab. He hands you the knife. The Rite. The power that presides over King Eater's castle bears witness. Your pact is not with it, but with your navigator's sigil. You open him up and remove the parts he doesn't need anymore. He laughs in exultation as each one goes wetly into the stone basin. You carve 6 more copies of the sigil inside him, then close him up. He sits, smiles, stands, speaks. "Thank you, Captain. I am at home." Your ship is not the navigator, but it has his skills and his face, though the right half is blotted by the sprawling sigil. The crew edge away. Swan Sigil Eaton Navigator. And our menaces hasn't even changed because it's higher than 4. I'm so surprised that didn't increase terror. Like, damn, okay. Mirrors +9, veils +5. Iron +8, veils +3, hearts +1. I still think she's better, but in mirrors or veils specific circumstances, we might want to equip him.